they bought it before small cars took over, and they followed by the Wolsey limousine, 1912, which was bought new by Colonel Shuttleworth. But I don't think the standards are quite the same as those which would apply to of the type of vehicle, 1200cc type. There are quite a lot of them about, and a lot of them still in use. The display is scheduled to start tonight.
He was so incensed, he fired Jamino on the spot. There's a lot of people who think that J in J2 and J3 stands for Jamino. It doesn't. It's markedly clean design for 1930. Interestingly, in the outbreak of World War II, all of the Kirby kites that were still flying were impressed into service with the Royal Air Force. They were used to train the assault glider pilots. One of the stranger things this aeroplane was used for, one of its claims to fame, was that being an old wooden airframe, they towed it out to sea and used it to test whether or not the chain-home low radar, which was very much one of the saving factors of the country in the Battle of Britain, whether or not the radar system could actually detect a wooden airframe. They literally towed this thing up and down the coast and looked for it. German version of the pilot, designed by known astronaut Alexander Lippisch. You can see a big man swept wing. Very obviously swept wing. It's transparent because of the fabric covering. Somebody once described a gathering of early gliders to as a collection of gossamer moths. It's a lovely description. Alexander Lippisch's wing designs, they were so incredibly efficient, as you can see very ably demonstrated by Don Knight here. He's barely losing any height. Is he thermaling? Is there enough heat coming off the grass, do you think? Something about varnished plywood and fabric covering that just makes you think, ah, real aviation.
Don says he's had quite a few configuration flights himself, but normally terminated either by cold or the fact that don't have spoilers or airbrakes. One way of losing height is to sidestep the aeroplane, deliberately flying slightly sideways through the sky. And I've noticed Don's been doing a bit of sidestepping to try to get the aeroplane down. Well, just a perfect touchdown there. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Knight. And I think we can give a big thank you to Rex for flying the Cub for us. Yes, Dodge Bailey, our chief pilot, is flying the DH-51. And behind it, the Elf flown by Willie Hackett after his trip to the kite. Not only are the sole colours one of the predecessors of British Airways, for an advertisement, I haven't seen it yet, but they say it's quite a good one, so watch out for that one.
First World War aircraft like the RE-8 and the Armstrong Whitworth FK-3 aircraft of this ilk. Quite heavy for a light aircraft power plant and quite expensive. So one of the things they did with these engines is they cut them in half and made two four-cylinders.
Which is two things. It reduces the amount of bracing wire required. One of which is the cockpit is not drafty. Most light aircraft have got pretty drafty cockpits in their own cockpit. This isn't. And the other thing is that there's almost no vibration from the engine. It's been very well mounted. Much less clatter and vibration from it than there is on a mob.
120 horsepower Cirrus, isn't it?
Well, very sensibly he's done a wheeler. That's where you put the two main wheels down first.
Starting his takeoff roll, the Blackburn V2 being flown for us today by John Horrell. Which was sold to the Royal Air Force and used by number 4 Elementary Flying Training School. Left in the world.
And John getting a quite nice little aerobatic display in the B2. John is one of the pilots at BAE Systems at Warburton.
You can see the fuselage shining in the sun there. One of the reasons why the V2 was passed over in favour of the Icon was because it meant the fuselage and decided by the air industry today that trainers and other less vital aeroplanes needed to be made of non-strategic materials. Of course, the Icon is largely wooden construction. And it survived the war. Sadly, lost one of them in a crash in 1951. What George was saying about the 44 contents were quite likely they were very quickly came out of by 1932, in fact, they come out to service as trainers, but they were such a lovely aeroplane to fly that none of them seemed to offer
During the Second World War, Alex Henshaw, the famous Spitfire test pilot, used this very cockpit, one of his attack aircraft.
Factory, and of course he's included with his own aeroplane. They're enjoying themselves today. The 8 years of China right up into the early 1930s. Very different aircraft, not very different, showing you just what the real development in aviation meant.
Got 4 ailerons, one on each wing. It's very like a sail ski.
Development of aviation over the 20 years gap between the two aircraft. And on quite very high planes, of course, T-Mark 1 began to replace the Brexit in Royal Airport Service in 1953. Continuing using that role.
Genuine frontline aircraft, starting with the Gloucester Gladiator.
They took that out and put an 830 horsepower Mercury Mark 9 in the engine you see here. In the lower wing. mindful display. Many thanks to Willie Hackett behind, Stu Godfrey.
There it goes. It's in the ball. He said it does two things. It does slow, and it does slow. Very useful to literally operate this. Jump back into the aircraft and he took off from the street in the middle of the city. There's how they wrapped up their mass meeting. Massive boat 9,000 feet of a mountain. On the Gladiator. Sorry, the bypass. Very off right. There's a different approach to them all together. I've had the favour of flying on the cross country just for a way to play. It really is delightful. Germans had a very long range aeroplane, 200 kilometres over one of the ships in the convoy. It got picked up. Big, powerful aeroplane. And then run. Interesting addition. There's a plate in those aircraft that tells you the entry and exit speed for manoeuvres and what it's allowed to do, what it's not allowed to do, you know, spinning prohibited or whatever it is. If you work based on Guadalcanal, that means you'll travel with the hour. Except for one thing. It's freezing, St. George. Very cleverly brought a sweater. Given up the idea that the first, the original, and the most successful was this, the Bristol Fighter.
Which, I understand, George has actually already explained. I'll shut up at this point. Carry a load of 8 20-pound ticker bombs. 4 under each wing, or 4 under the centre fuselage.
Another certainly wonderful aeroplane. A lot of people commented on the transparent panels in the wings, the tailplane, over the control body.
5,205 exercise results. Tremendous production of the airplane today.
How about that for a short takeoff run?
No, is that right? It's got to be more than that. It's more than that. The other 504. Probably one of the most expensive biplanes on that series. That 504. If you get hold of a copy, do so. It's very well worth reading. Look at this for a slow landing. John Allison in the box joint. How do we get off it? Anyway, dismount. I think you need a fairly sizable ladder to get out of that with any sort of dignity. No, it's impossible to get out with any sort of dignity whatsoever. The elevators go in opposition. The front elevator goes up, the rear one goes down. And came to a very sticky end, unfortunately. 72, very unusual. Diamond cross-section fuselage with a pointy bit at the bottom. As you will see. Yes, it's off the ground. There it is, the 1911 Shuttleworth. Going very well. My goodness. The other wingtip goes up at the rear to give you roll control. Elevator control is conventional, rudder control is conventional. Can you show that again, please? Just the roll control there, it's very noticeable, isn't it? How much the wing flexes. And that is an astounding thing to see. Look at that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is an original 1911 aeroplane with an original engine in it. Looks like he's going to land up the hill. It's the only aeroplane I've ever flown that doesn't have an airspeed indicator. One has to do it really by the sound of the feel of the aircraft, judging speed. Of course, in reality, in those days, you flew it more or less. Yeah, here we are. Monoplane, fully functioning control lanes, almost. See what you've been explaining. It's been an awful. Glider. So we've got the oldest British flying aeroplane and the oldest British flying glider in the sky now at the same time. There you are, see the tail coming up. There it goes. It's going to get it airborne. Will it rise from the ground? He's up. Yes, yes. Wonderful. My goodness. Well, we smell like burnt castor oil. The lubricant is in the engine across the air. Wonderful, it's very sounding sounds of early aviation. I think he's turning it. I think he's going to land up the hill again.